wasn't, I figured if there was one team out of all those teams that had to get in, it was going to be us.
I got here late. I guess you've already said pretty much everything.
Yeah, I'll probably be repeating stuff.
Mike wants to, not be satisfied with winning one, but winning two. That means you'd be having a funeral for Lon Kruger as well as a second funeral for Bill Self.
Yeah.
You aware of the history of the funerals?
Yeah. Concerning, what do you mean, like Lon Kruger and Bill Self?
Well, the two former coaches here, Coach Weber had a funeral for Bill Self in his first year.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
It was to get the guys to stop thinking about missing their old coach.
Oh, really?
And to get with the program. I wasn't there. This is the legend.
2004.
Yeah.
I never even heard about that, so it's way over my head.
Okay, but you wouldn't mind having a funeral for Bill Self this weekend in Tulsa, Oklahoma, his hometown, I believe.
Worried about the funeral for Lon Kruger first, and then start worrying about other funerals.
Did you pay attention to Kruger teams when you were a kid?
Yeah, I grew up, I'm pretty local, so, Lon Kruger and Bill Self were, coaches of my favorite teams growing up. So, obviously I watched their games, so I wouldn't call me like a big Lon Kruger or a big Bill Self fan. Big Bruce Weber fan, though.
Were you old enough at the time to understand the kinds of offensive and defensive sets he was running when he was at Illinois?
Probably not. I was more infatuated with just the program and the players than I was with the coaches.
Yeah.
Best thing I've heard all day.
What?
What are you going to do when you leave?
Yeah.
What's the reason?
Don't know.
How do you think these guys are going to react after losing the other day like that? They already forgotten it. The younger guys, they already forgot about the Michigan game.
Oh.
Or is that something that lingers?
I hope not. I hope it doesn't linger. Because I've been telling people for the past, 2 or 3 weeks, we're really starting to see improvement, and practice has been great. And, I told the media in the press conference in Indianapolis that for 30 minutes we looked really good against Michigan, and I'm not. I think it was a fluky 8 minutes. Or not fluky, but they hit some big shots, and we stalled out a little bit. We keep running our offense that we ran, and the first 30 minutes we'll be in good shape in the tournament.
I've got a new place marker. Was there any fatigue issue mentally or physically, like the last 8 minutes and the other games that kind of fell apart towards the close?
Michigan game, I don't think so. It was the first game of the tournament. There shouldn't be any physical fatigue, and Coach does a good job of getting us days off and leading up to the Big Ten. And I think it's just a matter of the players didn't execute down the stretch like we should have, and they hit some shots and it got tight, and we started standing around a little bit.
Mike said that you call yourselves out when you're tired. Coach wants you to go until you're exhausted and call out. Who can come in? Who can substitute for that you lose? You don't lose anything. You don't lose ball handling. You don't lose interior strength. Who are the guys that would be able to substitute for you, for Mike, for Tiz?
I got as a team member, not just being cliche, but I practice with these guys every day, and I honestly think everyone can play. We got good reserves. Our bench has been crucial in a lot of games this year. And sometimes I've been on the bench, coming off and being one of those reserves. So it's just we have a pretty good mindset. No one really gets upset about not starting, and everyone's ready to come off the bench. So like you said, in terms of Myers is a good backup for Tiz, and Jeremy can play the 3 or the 4 when he comes in, and Tyler practiced great today, and Joe Bertrand has had good practices all year, and Crandall's, his confidence with the ball is skyrocketing. So we got a good bench.
Mike said their game experience might hinder them because they haven't seen enough actual game situations. He was talking about Tyler as well.
Yeah.
And I asked whether earlier in the season would it have been possible to get to more minutes, or would that possibly resulted in a loss to Northern Colorado or in Oakland or something like that, and then you'd be out of the tournament anyway.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. You don't know. You can go either way with that one. So it's tough. Too tough to answer.
Do you think it helps or hinders some of those guys like Tyler, or Joe Bertrand, Crandall, that they don't have game experience?
I don't know. It's tough to say. It's the thing with Coach Weber is you got to earn it in practice every day, and he doesn't guarantee minutes to everyone. So that's the first thing you learn. And they're all going to get their chance. They'll get their chance. If it's not this year, then they'll get it next year, and that's just the way he works. He's just a 100% practice guy. He doesn't give anything to anybody.